Hello, everyone. This is Rochel Marie Lawson, the queen of feeling fabulous, and welcome to the Blissful Living Show. Now, I have a really special show in store for you today, and this is going to encompass our wealth component. Now, let me tell you a little bit about our guest because this woman had me change the game when I started Blissful Living for You way back in 2010 from a traditional way of running my business, which was I had a corporation. I still have my corporation, but this was a completely different baby for me. And I was doing it the traditional way. And she up leveled the game and showed me the new way to do business. And it just has been phenomenal. And she's a friend, but she's a mentor. And she, from the lessons I learned from her, added another zero to my yearly intake. And what I do now allows me to travel throughout the world, still have my business, still make money, still engage, still be free to be me. And the other thing I love about this lady is she told me it's okay to be sassy when you running your business. And so because of her, I'm going to sprout my crown today because I am going to be off the hook really as the queen of feeling fabulous. So before we get started with the guest and I tell you more about who she is, please take this time to find a seat, get something to write with, get your favorite beverage, tell the family you're taking a little bit of time for yourself because there's going to be some nuggets of gold. And if you really are serious about up-leveling your game and adding some money into your bank account, you don't want to miss out on the nuggets of gold that my friend, my girlfriend, who also loves shoes like I do, is going to share with you all today. So do that. While you do that, I'm going to take care of some business. I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at blissfullivingforyou.com. Please go check them out. They have an abundance of wonderful life enhancing freebies that you can pick up, but also you can find out a lot about what they're doing, the events, what's happening in their circle, any books being published, anything that you can get a little taste of actually unlocking your bliss, then you want to check out Blissful Living for You at blissfullivingforyou.com. And that's Blissful Living, the number 4, letter U.com. The other sponsor I want to thank is All Day Cable Incorporated, telecommunications company located in the heart of Silicon Valley, a top 50 women-owned business since 2000, and they've been in business for 30 years. So if you're looking for an installation company that handles network distribution, voice, data, fiber optic cabling, wireless access points, anything that helps you to communicate with your customers without any delays or misconnections, then you want to check out All Day Cable because they make the right connections the first time. All right, so that gave you plenty of time to get ready for my girl. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She is known as the queen of sales conversion. And when I say convert, yes, she does. And she shows and tells you how to do exactly that so you can be the queen and own your throne. Her name is Lisa Sasevich. And let me tell you what else about Lisa. You know, she was a mommy and she was married and she started her venture of being a brave, bold, and unstoppable woman when she got fired from her job that she really loved, that was helping women to connect with men on Christmas Eve. And from that moment forward, she knew that in the role that she was playing in life, that she had to step it up and play big and take her talents and her skills and her unique gift to the world outside of a business of someone else's, but start her own. And from there on, she trajectored it past the moon, and I want to say past planet Mars, and she is still killing it and living life on her own terms. And so I want to welcome my friend, my mentor, and my shoe comrade, Lisa Sasevich. Welcome to Blissful Living, Lisa. How you doing?
Oh, so good. I was hoping you were going to mention the shoes. Yeah, you did not let me down. From the
Oh,
minute
yes. You
Rochelle
know, you
click,
gave
click
me a
on.
pair of shoes the last time we actually got to hang out. You gave me a pair of shoes, and it was a very special moment. Those shoes, because first of all, they're my color, and I still rock those shoes at the, at my age of 12. If you add those two numbers together, I'm 12.
I
Um,
love
but I
it.
love it. And so whenever I think about buying shoes, I always think of you because you were the only other person I know that likes shoes as much as I do.
Well,
So
from the minute you came clicking onto our Sassy campus, I was like, oh, I need to up my game with this woman around. All right, someone who is appreciating the shoes and my inspirations. My girlfriend JJ Virgin, Cynthia Pasquale, they're always shoe shaming me because as much as I think I go big, they go bigger. So there's always a woman around to give you some shoe inspiration and aspiration, and
I love
you definitely did that for me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Lisa, I want to jump in because um, you have so much information, and I know you've transitioned from where we were when I last saw you and what we were doing together um, to a whole new pathway that I guess opens up more, like I say, freedom for us to be who we want to be and do what we need to do for those that we love and care about, right? As well as ourselves. And so I want to ask you, I want to go back to that night when, just real quick, when you were laid off, I'm sorry, fired basically,
Yeah.
and had to figure out what to do because, we went through COVID and there's a lot of women that have left the workforce and started their own businesses. But there's a lot of women that are sitting thinking, what should I do? What is it that I need to push me forward? I need to hear something that someone else who was in a worse off situation than I was did something and now has a phenomenal life. So, can you share with the listeners what was it that you thought about the moment you found out that your job was no longer available to you on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, so it was the night before Christmas Eve, and so and I'm Jewish, so we pretty much do like Chinese food in a movie anyways. But still it's like this festive time of year, and I think even more important than that, we had a 3-year-old, my then husband and I, and a newborn, soon to come. And so we were kind of in that really busy time of him. He was becoming a surgeon. I was, becoming a mother of 2. We were becoming parents of 2. And I really thought that I would be teaching women how to understand and appreciate men, while they remained empowered themselves, the work of this particular campus that I was teaching on. I really thought I'd be doing it forever. And yeah, the dog should be barking on that one because I was. And when a woman that I just really loved and admired and was a mentor for me, and was definitely a girlfriend wound, who had assured me that I had a place there for the long run, decided to change direction, and me being fired was part of that. It was really hard to understand. It took many, many years. In fact, I think it took becoming a founder of my own successful company to understand where she was coming from. But it wasn't an automatic knowing of what to do next, because what my feelers, like many of you that, may have been doing something that sort of just got turned on its ear during the pandemic or from circumstances in your life. I didn't have a backup plan. I was all in. So I, started doing what I have been doing since I was young. My mom died when I was 20, and I found personal development very young. So kind of picking up books and going to seminars, and, I just don't believe in reinventing the wheel. I know whatever shit show I'm in, that someone's been in that before, like whether it's navigating, perimenopause, or, navigating teens, or navigating the college search. Like, we're not the first ones, or navigating divorce or business building.
Right.
I mean, I'm the person you can come to if you're navigating, how do you sell without being salesy? Like, you don't have to figure that out on your own. I've got you. So I knew that if I, found the right coaches and mentors, and so I did, I started just doing a lot of exploration to figure out what was my gift. I noticed this pattern of always being the successful sidekick, always being, left of the leader, the one that was kind of running the whole thing, just one rung down. And I just was curious, like, what am I the leader of? And, it's interesting because, like, a decade later, there's a publisher that I love named Hay House Publishing. Probably a lot of you that have found Rochel have bought books, from Hay House, Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer. A couple years ago, they they had me, contracted me as one of their authors. It was a huge honor to write a book, which actually kind of goes into all of it, called Meant for More. Here.
I have that book too.
Meant for More, right? And it relates to the story because it's called The Proven Formula on How to Turn Your Knowledge into Profit. And that's kind of the journey I went on, is like, what did I know that was kind of invisible to me? I was like, what did I know that had me keep joining these companies and then helping them become successful? Because I did it over and over. I'd become part of somebody's company, and then boom, with that company, we went from 300,000 to 1.3 million. And I had done that many times. And when it took about a year and a half of like trying to uncover this. And I'm telling you all this because here's what I find 100% of the time, now that I've sort of figured out, reverse engineered, what did I do? And, put it into 5 steps and put it in the book. 100% of the time, it's right here on the tip of your nose, and Rochel, you may remember this, right? It's like, I would make everyone in my audience put their finger on their nose. And then I'd say, all right, look at the tip of your finger, look at the tip of your nose. And you can't see it. Right? It's at the tip of your nose, so you can't see it. And so me, as obvious it was to the rest of the world, the me becoming what we now call the queen of sales conversion, right? Like this person that can look at any situation and be like, oh, this is the lever you need to move to be able to sell without being salesy. Here's the thing you need to add to have people saying yes on the spot on your webinar. This is what your stage talk needs to look like for you to get more, strategy sessions. Like I just can see it. I have special vision. And so but I couldn't see that was my gift. So my Meant for More, is helping you sell without being salesy. Here, you want me to do the nose?
I love it. I'm double
nose profile.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So my Meant for More, right, is helping you to make money doing what you love, helping you sell without being salesy. And I did it since when I can go back now that I saw it. Once I saw it, I could see myself doing it, like selling Girl Scout cookies and helping my troop sell the most, right? Like it goes all the way back.
Oh man.
So, once you uncover your Meant for More gift, it starts making everything make sense. And then your path forward looks so much more lucrative and clear. And so that's kind of what happened to me. Dark night of the soul, gut punch, a year and a half of like searching and searching with no light. And then like, boom, there it was, so close that I couldn't see it.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you go and you start at the very beginning. And what I like that you shared is it wasn't this overnight thing. Like in 2 weeks, you didn't say, oh, that's what it is. And I'm going to, it was a soul searching process. And I think a lot of times people get caught up thinking that they need to have something, to do or figure out what it is right away. And what I've discovered is you take a few different detours, as you used to say,
totally.
a few squirrels that come up on your path, and it may lead you off, but you always come back to your designated divine path. It's just a matter of getting that experience to lead you to what you can't see at the tip of your nose becomes real, sticking out like that red pimple when you were in a teenager. You see that at the tip of your nose. And so I like that you shared that because I think people need to hear that. It's not a quick solution.
Well, people will ask me, Lisa, am I too early to do your work? Right? Like, how do I know? And like, if you can check us out, all our things, all social channels or the web at lisasasevich.com. Like it's all there under, and if you go to lisasasevich.com, you see that our starter program is called Nail Your Offer. And ultimately that's what we're talking about. Like, what's the transformation you provide? So here I was on this search for like, well, what is my offer? What is my offer? And so people say like, is it too soon? When should I dive into Nail Your Offer? And I say like, if you are kind of in your eat, pray, love, you want to be, not connected to anything, you're not ready to nail it down, don't come near me. Don't do our work yet. But if you've been in your eat, pray, love, and you're over it, you're sick of like changing your business card all the time, and you do want to know you're meant for more, you want to nail it into an offer, package it, price it, sell it, start monetizing it, then great. Nail your offer. Like there isn't something better. You should like run, don't walk and grab that. And that will help you pull it out and take inventory on, how you have helped people, how you have helped yourself, and how do you pick your own brain? Because that's the process I had to go through. And nail your offer, that you've done this work yourself, Rochelle, like we pick our own brain for what is it that is easy to us, but hard to others.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yeah.
for me, I'm making my offers, like I can't not. It's hard for me not to. I feel like I'm disserving you. I could never tell you all this stuff and then not tell you how to get more. But for others, it's like, oh my God, I need a structure. I need help. I need to make sure it doesn't sound salesy. So it's easy for me. It's hard for others. That's kind of like a clue that that's my meant for more. And I should nail my offer around that thing. And so ask yourself, a tip for everyone here is, and I'd be curious for you, Rochelle, like what yours was, that was your clue, is like, what's the thing where people would come to you and say, Rochelle, can I just have 5 minutes of your time? Can I take you to Starbucks? I just want to pick your brain about X, Y, or Z, right?
Yep.
That's a clue. If you hear that multiple times about the same thing, that is a clue that you could crack open, nail your offer, and really design something around, and pick your own brain, right? So you don't have to let people pick it one by one. That can be painful. You do it once really well, and then you're like, guess what? I picked my brain for you. It's all right here in this digital product coaching program event, fill in the blanks.
I love it. I have to share with the listeners and the viewers. So way back in the day, when there was a Sassy campus, which was amazing, and I'm still so connected with so many of those Sassies. I didn't even know who Lisa was, and a friend of ours, Sandra Yancey, I was talking to her, and she was talking about this Lisa Sasevich. I'm really coming from traditional corporate world, so I was like, who? What? I've never heard of her. But long story short was, as soon as I heard what she did and how she just presented herself, and she was sassy, but sophisticated and smart, but witty and very commonsensical, I was like, I have got to get more of this. So I bought all I could at that one event, that I could take home and listen to. The funny thing is, I listened to, you were doing the speak to sell stuff, and I listened to one of the I think Big Mission Big Life CD set. Oh, I'm dating, but CD set.
Yeah.
On a way to a NABO meeting that I was showing up as a past president in Silicon Valley, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to ask them if I can talk, and they said, well, yeah, sure, you're past president. And I talked, and I did a speak to sell after just listening to Lisa's CD set about 15 times, but on my way driving to San Jose from where I live, and I was able to close 5 figures with that. And that's when I knew it was a game changer. Now, I had no real offer, like what she's saying. I just knew that I had something that people wanted to buy, and I'm going to put it out there. And when I did, I was like, oh, wow, that was really easy. Ooh, if they want to buy this, they could probably want to buy this, because this is what I'm really good at. And so I get, like, what you're saying is, it's very important to nail your offer, and to know what people will pay you for that they don't have, but they will pay a lot of money for, such as those Birkin bags. Bags. I'm still trying to get that kind of money, but people want those Birkin bags because it's something they want, and they're beautiful, and they'll pay a lot of money to get it. But that's a whole different.
It's so funny because my boyfriend Brett, he just left. I put him on the plane about an hour ago from Malaysia, and my girl, one of my influencer fitness girlfriends, she's like, if he sees this, it's like a $62,000 orange Birkin. She's like, I'm sending you with $1,000. If you see anything that even looks close to it, bring it back. Like,
oh man!
Last time he went, I got this Goyard ish bag.
Oh,
so, I'm not a name brand person. I could care less, but it's just so fun.
But you know what? It's funny because I'm not either. I will go my shoes. I will go buy $40 pair of shoes if they're cute, they're comfortable. Nobody has to know that they're not whoever.
That's where some of my girlfriends shoe shame me, because I'll tell you, I'm kind of getting into like sharing some of our personal values. I think this touches on it. I can, like, I spent 2 weeks ago, I spent $40,000 on a training with, someone around my personal vision. My phrase right now is it's a frequency move. So I'm just clear that everything in this post 50 life, 50 plus, I just turned 54 2 weeks ago, is about frequency. It's like my relationship is about the frequency I bring, the business I'm doing now, and the VIP clients I'm working with and so that is like, I'm like, if I were going to tattoo something, it would be like, it's a frequency move right on my arm. I'm Jewish and we don't do that, but I got sticky ones. So, but it's just so frequency wise, like I can go buy the fancy shoes, like I've got the budget. It doesn't do anything for me. But if it's a training, like a growth thing or an experience, especially experience with friends or family, I don't even have to think about it. And I had this really interesting experience recently. I'd been holding on to the same car for a really long time. Nice Jaguar, like 10 or 12 years old. I bought it used and I just, I don't care that much. I drive 5 miles to the gym, my daughter's school, and that's it. But it was time for a new car. And I could not make a decision. I was looking at all the cars I should get at what, in my financial class and what you would expect to see me in, but it was just not that enlivening to spend 6 figures on a car that I should get. And then I drove my friend's Tesla Y. If I borrowed it for a day because I was in Florida, I needed a car, and it was an adventure. It was so freaking fun that, like, I literally got on my phone. It was like shopping on Amazon. And this was last year.
You didn't go in the Tesla zone. You didn't go in the Tesla zone.
I did, because it was not a purchase of a thing. I can buy experiences and growth, no problem. So it was like, oh my God, I can buy this experience. And it's so fun. I put my friends in, we show them like the whoopee cushion, and the whole car becomes a boombox, and there's like a romantic fireplace with Barry White music. I mean, it's a freaking seminar. It's so fun. And so I really said, this is so interesting. And I think there's something for us all to take from this, right? Because knowing your ideal client, if your people, what are they really buying, right? Are they buying like deep connection and support and trust with you? Are they buying, just your system? Are they buying your deliverables? Are they buying an experience? And so, to just drop a little more about the irresistible offer and hopefully inspire some of you to just be like, there is nothing more important than me to nail my offer. I mean, everything else you're doing to get eyeballs and be on social and grow your list, who cares if it's not leading to an offer that makes a difference, makes money doing it, right? If you don't have the offer, the rest is like frosting, and it's actually costly. So, I forgot where I was going. So so regarding the offer, like, what are they buying, right? And the thing that I want to leave you with, and you're going to remember this one from your sassy days, because I would say it all the time, your offer is really made up of 2 parts. Right. I want you all to look at, what do you offer? So what you offer, it's 2 parts. There's the transformation that you provide, right? That outcome or that transformation, plus what we call the service delivery, how you provide it, right? You may remember this. So I would teach it like a math equation. It was like transformation or outcome plus service delivery, how you provide it, right? That is equals your offer. And so if you look at it, what are they buying? Are they buying the service delivery, 9 calls with you, or a 2-day event, or a 60-page ebook, or are they buying the outcome or the transformation? Losing weight and keeping it off, finding the man of your dreams, building a business you love, being a bold, badass, woman, like, so if you look at it, I think the answer is clear, right? We are all buying the destination, not the plane.
Yes.
Right? They're buying the destination, not the plane. And if you guys, if you're listening today and you want to have an immediate bump in your sales, like this is probably something Rochel did when she stepped on that stage after listening to our Speak to Sell product, and she sold 5 figures, like first time out, is what she did, I can promise you, is she sold the destination instead of the plane. Instead of getting up there when it came to the offer and saying, you get 6 sessions with me and you get this many hours and you get this many worksheets, she said, you get to feel amazing and confident in who you are. You get to wake up in the morning bold and beautiful. You get to be, inspired and energized by yourself every day. I mean, and you're like, I want what she's having. And then it's like, oh, by the way, we're going to meet on the phone 6 times over the next, 3 months. Like,
Mhm.
it's 90%, write this down. 90% of the energy goes to the transformation and 10% to the deliverables, how it happens, right? They're buying the destination, not the plane. And that same with me with that Tesla. I kept trying to buy the car and I couldn't buy a car. But when I bought the experience, then I was like, it was an easy check to write.
I love that. The terminology is like so ingrained in me. I'm envisioning it all. And you're right. It was so funny that first time I did that whole speak to sell. It was all about the transformation. I didn't even have a service delivery set up because I made it on the way there. I made it up on the way there. So it was about the transformation and the fact that I could offer something to people that were corporate women, multi-million dollar business owners in Silicon Valley, that
Yeah.
they wanted this, told me that I was on the right track. Now, over the last 12 years, I guess it's been, I fine tune it to I have fine tuned it to a T, so to speak.
Yeah.
But at that first time, I had no idea. I want you to share something real quickly. So with there's people that get stuck in the whole service delivery, or I can't. I think this is my offer, but it's not perfect yet. And I know you used to talk to us all about the whole perfectionism
Yeah.
itis that we all tend to have. Can you share a little bit about how to move from that into what we've all been doing since we've been a part of your world?
Well, you may remember, I mean, I'm such a one-trick pony when it comes to my phrases because they just our work is timeless. I mean, that's the thing. When you invest in learning our sales systems, it doesn't matter whether you're on MySpace or Facebook or whatever's coming tomorrow, because the system of how to do it is timeless. And this is a timeless concept, I think, as well. And what we would always say, and what I still believe, is that it's important to go forward with good enough. If you're going to write down 2 words at like the top of your page and try it out today, good enough, good enough. There are so many people in this industry, the industry of the expert space, the mission driven expert entrepreneur, service professional, where, there are books and courses in our hard drives that are going to die with us. And it, because it doesn't have the perfect font, or I need to rewrite this chapter, or, and I can't launch my coaching or my course until my life is perfect, and really, if you have accomplished a transformation for yourself and you can use Nail Your Offer, it'll guide you through picking your own brain on how you did it. And then it'll help you to pull the words out of how to explain it. I think that's also one of our problems, is like, we don't have the words to say what we do. And then someone works with us and goes, oh my God, why doesn't everybody know about you? Why are you such a best kept secret? And we're like, I don't know. I wish I wasn't. So, in Nail Your Offer, you learn to find the words to say what you do. You learn to pick your brain. And that is good enough. Like, when you have those 2 things, you can start making your offer, right? We even teach you, how do you make it irresistible? How do you add bonuses? How do you price it? That's like the next level, right? You got to know the offer, then make it irresistible. And that's good enough. You don't have to make it a perfect webinar video. You don't have to re-record your thing 15 times until, there's no ums. It's so funny, I've been speaking all over the world. We've done over $50 million of sales, using what is in Nail Your Offer, what is in our programs. Like, we do what we teach. It's just a circular thing. And, I just keep going with good enough. None of it's perfect, and trust me, people let me know. All over the world, like you now have. And I mean, literally, people come out of the audience, the counters of how many times I said, or or
Right.
and it's like, oh, thank you. And did you get enough value to, upgrade your offer? So it's,
Exactly.
it's imperfect action is another way we like to say it. It's better than, if you think about the 6 months you might wait to get something to a 10, when you could like launch it as an 8 and help some people now. Just think of all the lives, right? That
Right.
get to be changed by taking that action now. Money loves speed too. I mean, I learned that from an early mentor of mine, Allie Brown. She used to say, money loves speed. And I learned how to, even though I'm kind of like, overthink something till it's to the grave, but I learned to like trick that part of myself and like override, when I'm in the loop. Of course, like if I'm feeling something, I trust that. And I'm not saying not to follow your intuition, but there's also a time where, you're sort of in your suspicion loop, or you're in your keeping yourself small loop, right? And that there's a discomfort in growth. And so being able to discern that and move forward, with presence and, in a way that doesn't let you get tripped up in your own, your own whatever trips you. I don't know, yeah, your own process. Yeah.
Lisa, and I know you got to go in a little bit, but I want to ask you this question, and I think it's important because, as you know, over the years, you've seen things evolve where people are doing a lot of stuff, making a lot of claims, putting offers out there, but they haven't done it themselves.
Yeah.
And so, can you just share a little wisdom with people listening and watching, how that actually circumvents your success versus amplify and elevate your success?
Well, I'm laughing because every week or two on my email and on my social media, I put out something called a Nail Your Offer Nugget. It's usually like a 3 to 10 minute video of something that came up with a client, and then I like teach it. And literally, because I had a few minutes before we got on, I did a Nail Your Offer Nugget on this topic. And so I do want to say, just before, so I don't forget, for any of you that would like to download a free gift from us called the Irresistible Offer Blueprint, it will help you to start working on your offer. It's like the rough sketch, a lot of things we didn't get time to talk about today, but you can go to lisasasevich.com/IOB, like Irresistible Offer Blueprint. So lisasasevich.com/IOB, and you can download the Irresistible Offer Blueprint. And I do want to say also, and that way you'll also be on my email list. So you'll see this video that's going to take what I'm about to answer your question. It'll take it further. But I do, with your permission, I also, I feel like we talked a lot about Nail Your Offer. And one of the things I just put in that newsletter, so you're going to see it, is a special we came out with, where if you go to lisasasevich.com and you click on the Nail Your Offer product, you'll see it's $497. If you guys want to grab it for $300 off, just go in and put it, right? I know this is like a special I just created for something else I'm speaking on, but I have the code in my head. Just go to, lisasasevich.com, click on the online products, go to Nail Your Offer, and you'll be able to put a coupon code in, Nail My Offer. Nail My Offer is the coupon code, all caps, all together in one word, and it'll knock off $300. So it'll just be $197, and it will really be a game changer to just get started on saying what you do and sort of picking your own brain for what you do know that has value, which is really what Rochel has done so beautifully, and probably a lot of why you're here. So to answer, that was a very long precursor, but
no, but thank you, because I was going to ask you to share all that anyways. You guys, you better take advantage of that discount, because that was one of the little products that I bought all those years ago that catapulted me and added another zero to my my revenue stream coming in from learning what Lisa shared with me. Okay, so let me shut up.
And you were already very successful, so that's a lot of money. And that represents a lot of transformation. I mean, it really represents a lot of people that you've helped. So I hope you can connect that.
Thanks, Lisa.
So to answer your question about how, I want to make sure I have the question, but it was really about like how we kind of limit our own success. The video I just did was about your own ceiling, and what I find is that we want to, for example, let's say sell our coaching or our service, and maybe we're done being the low cost leader. We've been around a while, we've earned our stripes, or we know it from our personal journey. And starting as the low cost leader is not a good plan. I mean, it's kind of like opening your shingle as Walmart, and then like telling yourself, after a full year of being Walmart, I'll spring it on them that I'm Nordstrom. Like it doesn't really work that way. You're just going to get known as Walmart, so don't do that.
Right.
So you want to what we believe, teach, do is come in as Nordstrom. Honor the gifts that you do have. Nail your offer. Be able to articulate it. Learn how to sell it. Learn how to make it. And so come in as the premier provider. And one of the things that blocks people is they try to do that, but they've never invested in themselves as that level. Right? Like, I know where you're teeing me off, lady. I got it. I haven't seen you for a while, but we're still,
We're
it's
sisters.
this video is going to come out next week. So seriously, like, if we were like, hey, I want to sell my coaching for $10,000, or I want to be the best wellness professional and, hormone specialist. And I want to start just taking VIP clients. I want to break out of insurance. But then we go to the doctor and we're like, oh, that's not on my insurance. I'm not paying for that. Right. Or we want to find a mentor. You meet me, you meet Rochel, and we're like, yeah, it's 25 grand for a day with us, but you're going to have your business plan for like your life.
Right.
Back 50 times over. And you're like, I can't spend 25 grand. But then you want to go out there and be like, it's 25 grand to coach with me. Can you see there's sort of like you haven't stood in the moccasins of what it feels like, or should I say the Louis Vuittons of what it feels like. You haven't stood in the Louboutins. I get them confused. Of what it feels like to make that investment. Oh, I got a weird echo. Do you hear that echo?
No.
Oh, it's okay. You haven't like felt what that person's feeling when you ask them to make that investment. But when you've made the investment in yourself, and then you stand up and you say, hey, I know what it is to make that investment. I made that investment in myself. And you know what? It was the best investment I've ever made. Paid me back better than stocks, better than real estate, better than crypto. And I will say that's true for me every single time. I just made an investment, like I said, a $40,000 program focused on my personal vision for the next 3 years. I did it not for my business. I did it for my personal. And I have already probably done about $250,000 of sales in 2 weeks, just from VIP clients who felt the energy of that commitment and have contacted me. In fact, who was here yesterday? Remember Stacy Canfield, Stacy Lee?
Yes.
Her and her husband.
Yes.
When someone that's been your friend 30 years and was a Cassie for like 6 years, comes back in their new business and hires you again, that is the biggest honor, right? The biggest honor. And that's what's been happening. So I saw it for myself, my own ceiling. I mean, I started, I made $100,000 investment when I had nothing, like way back. I had 2 babies, a husband in medical school, that time we were talking about. I made an investment in a coach that I had to like borrow, beg, and steal to make. I didn't steal, but you know what I mean? Like take from Peter to pay Paul.
Yes.
And 10 months later, though, I was selling a $100,000 mentorship package. Like I knew the difference it made for me to dig that deep and invest in myself that way. And I was able to make that offer for others, knowing that I could make a difference for them at that level. So I just would say, check it out. If you're trying to, make an offer that you've never personally said yes to, and you're finding that you're hitting a ceiling with that offer, maybe there's something there. Maybe there's a breakthrough possible for you. Maybe it's time to invest in yourself at the next level.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So many words of wisdom. Everything she said is true. And I love her reiterating some of the stuff. It just brings up in my mind, don't get stuck in perfectionist syndrome. You never know what you have or what you need if you keep working on it and never put it out there. If you put it out there, people will tell you what you need, what you don't have, and what will make it pop for them. So, go get the freebies. You can see this video that she just talked about. But she's just a wonderful person to have in your life for wisdom. And definitely, if you want to up-level your business, you need to stay connected and work with Lisa for sure. So thank you, my girlfriend, Lisa. Love you to pieces. If it wasn't for Lisa and a project we did together, I wouldn't be inducted in the Best-Selling Speaker and Authors Hall of Fame with my Quilly. And had that party at the Roosevelt in Hollywood. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. So many good things. So many good things. I'm feeling like you're probably just about like ready or far past your Inc. 500 title.
Okay.
Check it out.
But anyways, thank you, Lisa, so much.
All
it's
right.
so good to see you. Thank you to all of you watching, all the listeners that will hear the show. It's a pleasure to bring such wonderful guests that helps you to elevate your wealth in so many capacities, because not only you elevate your monetary wealth, but you elevate the wealth within you that is not monetary. So thank you to the sponsors, Blissful Living for You and All Day Cable. And until next time, everybody, I'm wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, tranquility to your spirit, or increasing, up leveling, and being in radiant resonance with your wellness, wisdom, and wealth. I'm Rochel Marie Lawson, the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, and goodbye for now.